This is the Cuddly Rainbow Octopus. It's the medium size in my Rainbow Octopus family. The mini keychain fits right inside this cuddly size. At the end of this tutorial, I will show you how they stack inside each other. This tutorial is the full crochet-along version. We're going to crochet the entire plushie together in real time. I'll go over every technique step by step and explain everything as clearly as I can. Perfect if you're a crochet beginner or just like to take things slow. If you prefer a shorter tutorial, I'll also be making a faster version where I speed up the footage and keep the explanations more compact. I'll link it here once it's live. I'm using plush yarn in different colors, stuffing, scissors, a yarn needle, stitch markers, a 5mm hook, and safety eyes. You can use any color combo you like, and if you want to use a different hook size, your plushie will just turn out a little bigger or smaller. I'm using the yarn under method because it gives neater and tighter stitches with plush yarn, but feel free to use whichever method you prefer. The yarn over method will also work just fine. I'm using these abbreviations in this tutorial. Let's begin. We're going to make a magic ring, also called a magic circle. Grab the working yarn in your right hand and let the tail end rest in your left palm. Wrap the yarn around your middle and ring fingers and pinch the X where that yarn crosses. Turn your hand around, lay the yarn under your pinky finger to hold some tension, and then turn your hand back again. Carefully slide the loop off your fingers. You can lift your index finger slightly to get some more space to work if needed. Now insert your hook into the loop with the hook facing down so it slides in easily. Then grab the yarn, and as you pull it through the ring, slowly rotate the hook upward to bring the loop with you. To finish the magic ring, we're going to make one chain. Just yarn over your hook and pull up a new loop. And your magic ring is complete. Now we're going to make round 1. 8 single crochet stitches directly into the magic ring. Insert your hook into the ring, yarn under and pull up a loop. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. And that's your first single crochet. Let's make another one. Insert your hook into the ring, yarn under and pull up a loop. Then yarn over and pull through both loops. We've now made 2 single crochets into the magic ring. Carefully pull the yarn end so the ring almost closes completely. This is to prevent the yarn from getting stuck, a common problem when using plush yarn. You can mark your first single crochet with a stitch marker so it's easier to find in the next round if you want. Continue making single crochets all the way around for a total of 8 stitches. Seven and 8. And now we've made 8 stitches. It's time to close the ring. Just carefully pull the yarn end to close the ring all the way. I recommend counting your stitches after each round, or at least every now and then, to make sure you're not accidentally skipping or adding any stitches. I like to count 2 stitches at a time. It's quicker than counting one by one. Round 2. Make 1 single crochet, insert your hook, yarn under, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops. And now we're going to make an increase. An increase means making 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Make the first single crochet, make 1 more single crochet into the same space right here. And that's an increase. Repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet followed by 1 increase all the way around. And we should have 12 stitches at the end of this round. 11 and 12. That's the end of this round. Now we're going to make our first color change. To change color, we're going to create a fake stitch, and then we will make a slip knot with the new color and attach it with a single crochet. I'll walk you through it slowly, and I promise it's easier than it sounds. Start by cutting the yarn, leave a long enough tail, and pull it out. Skip the first stitch of the next round, this one. Insert your hook into the second stitch, this one. Insert your hook from the inside of the work towards you. Grab the yarn end and pull it through that second stitch. Now we're going to insert the hook into the last stitch of the previous round. This is the last stitch of the previous round. This is the front loop, the loop closest to you. And this is the back loop, the loop furthest away. Only insert the hook into the back loop of this stitch. Insert the hook and pull the yarn end through. This creates that fake stitch and hides the first stitch of the next round. And now we're going to make a slip knot with the new yarn color. To make a slip knot, take the working yarn in your right hand and leave the yarn end in your left hand. Wrap the yarn around your middle finger and pinch where the yarn crosses. Slide the loop off your finger. Insert your hook into that loop with the hook facing down and grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Pull both yarn tails and continue pulling the working yarn to tighten the loop around your hook. And that's a slip knot. To attach the new color, insert your hook anywhere in your work. I just inserted a few stitches before that fake stitch, and I'll explain why in a sec. Insert your hook and simply make one single crochet. Yarn under and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. And that's the first stitch of round 3. To secure the yarn end, I like to just crochet over it. This saves a little time compared to having to tie the ends together. We already started with a single crochet. Now make an increase. If you choose to crochet over the yarn end, just make sure to crochet over it for 4 or 5 stitches to secure it. And repeat this pattern, single crochet followed by an increase all the way around, and we should have 18 stitches in total. And pull the yarn end if needed. Now I will crochet over this second yarn tail of this round, and this is why I prefer to insert a few stitches before that fake stitch, so that I only have one end at a time. If you prefer to tie the ends for extra security, that's totally fine. (17), 18, and that's the end of this round. And we're going to change color again. Cut the yarn and pull the tail through. Skip the first stitch of the next round and insert your hook into the second stitch from the inside facing towards you and pull the tail end through. Then insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch from the previous round and pull through the tail end to create that fake stitch. Make a slip knot with the new color and join it with a single crochet stitch. Wrap the yarn around your finger, pinch the X, slide the loop off your finger, insert your hook and pull up a loop. Pull to tighten the knot. Round 4. Make 2 single crochets followed by an increase. Continue making 2 single crochets followed by an increase all the way around, and you should have 24 stitches at the end. This plushie is quick to make and completely no-sew. It takes less than an hour to make and perfect for markets or gifts for friends. "23, 24. That's the end of this round. Time to change color again. Cut the yarn, pull the tail end through, insert your hook in the second stitch of the next round and pull the tail end through. Insert the hook into the back loop of the last stitch from the previous round and pull the tail through. Make a slip knot with a new color and join it with a single crochet stitch. Round 5. Make 3 single crochets and then an increase. Repeat this all the way around and you should have 30 stitches at the end. "28, 29 and 30. Change color, cut the yarn, pull the tail through, insert your hook into the second stitch, pull the tail end through and insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch and pull the tail through and make a slip knot with a new color and join it with a single crochet stitch. Round 6. Make 30 single crochets in this round. 29 and 30. Time to change color again. Cut the yarn. Make that fake stitch. Insert your hook into the second stitch. Pull the tail end through and insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch. Then make a slip knot with a new color and join it with a single crochet. Round 7, make 30 single crochets. $29 and $30. That's the end of round 7. Change color again. Insert your hook into the second stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch. Then make a slip knot with a new color and join it with a single crochet. Round 8, make 30 single crochets. That's the end of round 8. Let's change color. Insert your hook into the second stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch. Then make a slip knot with a new color. Round 9, make 30 single crochets. That's the end of round 9. Change color again. Insert your hook into the second stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch. Then make a slip knot with a new color. Round 10, make 30 single crochets and change color at the end. And now we're at the end of round 10. Time to make that fake stitch again, and then make a slip knot with a new color. Round 11. In this round we're going to start decreasing. But first, just start with making 3 single crochets. A decrease means turning 2 stitches into 1 stitch. In this tutorial, I'm going to use 2 different decrease methods. In the first method, insert the hook into the front loops of the next 2 stitches. Remember, the front loop is the one closest to you, and the back loop is the one further away. Insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch and then into the front loop of the following stitch as well. Now there's 3 loops on your hook. Yarn under, pull through the 2 front loops only. Yarn over and pull through the 2 remaining loops. And you finished the decrease. Continue making this pattern of 3 single crochets followed by a decrease all the way around, and you should have 24 stitches in total. This decrease method is called an invisible decrease, I think. But please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Now we're at the end of round 11. Round 12. Just make 24 stitches in this round. Use a yarn needle to loosen up the stitch if it's too tight. And in the next round, we will make the tentacles. 23, 24. That's the end of round 12. Round 13, we're going to work into the front loops only. I recommend using a stitch marker to mark the first back loop to make it easier to find in the next round. And you can even mark all the back loops if you want. I'll just mark the first two. It can also be helpful to mark the back loop of the last stitch of this round. Let's start round 13. Make 2 single crochets into the front loops only. And now we'll make the first tentacle. Start with a slip stitch in the front loop, insert your hook, yarn under and pull up a loop. And then just continue pulling the yarn through the loop on your hook. That's a slip stitch. Now we're going to make 6 chains. To make a chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. That's 1 chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop. That's chain number 2. Let's continue. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to make 5 increases back down the chain we just made. Start in the second chain from the hook. This is the first, this is the second. Make 1 increase into this. Then 1 more increase. Then make a 3rd increase. Then 1 more increase. And make the last increase, the 5th one. And that's the first tentacle. Make another 2 single crochets into the front loops only. 1, 2. Let's make another tentacle. Make a slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn under and pull up a loop. Continue pulling the yarn all the way through the loop on your hook. Make 6 chains, yarn over and pull up a loop. Continue. 5, 6. Make 5 increases back down the chain. Start in the second chain from the hook. Then 1 more increase. Then make a 3rd increase. 1 more. And the last increase. And that's the second tentacle. Repeat this pattern of 2 single crochets followed by a tentacle all the way around, and we should have 8 tentacles in the end and 24 stitches in total, slip stitches included. Make 6 chains. And then make 5 increases down the chain. Make 2 single crochets into the front loops only. 1, 2. Make a slip stitch, make 6 chains, make 5 increases, start in the second chain from the hook. Make 2 single crochets into the front loops only. Make a slip stitch followed by 6 chains. Make 5 increases back down the chain. Make 2 single crochets into the front loops only. Make a slip stitch followed by 6 chains. Make 5 increases. Make 2 single crochets into the front loops only. Make a slip stitch followed by 6 chains. Make 5 increases. Make another 2 single crochets. And let's make the last tentacle. Make a slip stitch followed by 6 chains. Make 5 increases. And finally, that's the end of round 13. Now we will make an invisible join. Pull out your hook and leave the loop. Insert the hook into the next stitch from the inside towards you. And grab the loop and just pull it through the stitch. And this method also gives a smoother transition into the next round. Round 14. This round is worked in the back loops only. And this is where it really helps that we marked the first couple of back loops earlier. It makes it much easier to recognize what the back loops actually look like. Find the next back loop and make a single crochet and continue for 9 more single crochets. Remember to mark the first stitch of the round. Crocheting into the back loops can be a little tricky if you're not used to it. It's not always obvious where to put your hook, but when you're in the right spot, the hook goes in smoothly. Now we will make a decrease with the second decrease method. It's not as invisible as the first decrease method, but it's easier to use when the stitches are tighter, like in this round. And that's 10. Let's make the decrease. Insert the hook into the back loop of the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Now there's 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next back loop and pull up another loop. And now there's 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's it. Make 10 single crochets and then another decrease. There should be a total of 22 stitches in this round. Nine, 10. Make a decrease. Insert the hook into the back loop, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, then insert your hook into the next back loop and pull up another loop, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's the end of round 14. Round 15. Make 22 single crochets into the back loops for this round as well. Now it's a good time to add the safety eyes. I like to put them between rounds 7 and 8. Here, I also like to align the eyes so there's 2 tentacles between them, showing this space. And that's so the mouth can be visible in the middle. 7 or 8 stitches apart. But you can put the eyes wherever fits your preference. And I'm using safety eyes here, but if you're making this for a baby or a small child, make sure to sew the eyes on instead to keep it extra safe for their little ones. Round 16, make 22 single crochets. And by the way, if you enjoy making rainbow themed amigurumi, you'll find plenty more like this on my channel. Subscribe and join me for more colorful, easy and no-sew tutorials. Round 17. Make 10 single crochets followed by an increase, and then 10 more single crochets followed by an increase. There should be 24 stitches in total. Round 18. Make 24 stitches. And this cuddly size fits perfectly inside the Huggable Octopus. Subscribe to stay tuned for the next tutorial. And I'll link all sizes below once they're live, so you can make the full Rainbow Octopus family if you want. Round 19. Make 24 stitches. Round 20. Make 24 stitches for this round as well. If you made it this far, your cuddly octopus should look something like this. Round 21. Let's make one more round with 24 single crochets. We're almost done and we'll start decreasing in the next round. Round 22. Make 2 single crochets followed by a decrease. Let's just use the second decrease method. It's a little bit faster. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And repeat 2 single crochets followed by a decrease all the way around. There should be 18 stitches in total. Round 23. Make 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. Repeat all the way around, and there should be 12 stitches at the end. Now let's add some stuffing. We only need a little bit of stuffing since we're going to fit the baby octopus inside as well. Round 24. Finally the last round. Just make 1 single crochet followed by a decrease, and there should be 8 single crochets in the end. And then we're ready to close our work. Now it's time to close the hole and fasten off. Cut the yarn and insert it into a needle. Thread the needle in and out through the front loops only, all the way around, and then pull the yarn tail to close the hole completely. Hide the pouch inside. Then pull the yarn end through the body a couple of times. And by the way, let me know if you have any questions or comments. I read and reply to all of them. And then cut the yarn. And you're done. I hope you're happy with your rainbow octopus in the cuddly size. If you already made the mini octopus from my previous tutorial, now you can just pop it inside. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this tutorial. Any feedback really helps me improve when making these tutorials for you guys.
Thanks again for watching. I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye!